Hello, good morning. Welcome to PFthinks, episode 100 and I think 25 or 126. I'm gradually losing touch. Okay, I'm super excited. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate those of you who join every day. Okay, so this is episode 126. Thank you so much for joining. I'm super grateful for the gift of you, and thank you so much for always joining. And we're starting again late. I mean, technical issues again, as usual. We're really trusting God that our network gets better. But we thank you so much for waiting on us and for joining us all the time. Now, how are you doing today? This is from Praiseworthy International Studio, Lagos, Nigeria. I'm super excited to be coming your way. Now, we've been looking at a series on releasing your personal power. Releasing your personal power. And we have established that every human being has got a personal power that God has given to you to become the best version of you and go out across the globe. Now, I have identified that some of us, have all kinds of powers, which includes the power to do, the power to be. We've looked at your belief, we've looked at your thoughts, we've looked at your imagination. Then yesterday we started looking at your talent, which is the power to do. Now, and I mentioned yesterday that there are some of us have talents, and talents can be for a season, for a reason, and for a lifetime. That there are people who have there are talents in your life that is supposed to be specifically for a season. So, for example, if you are a fantastic footballer and your parents did not allow you play soccer, at the age you were supposed to have played soccer. Now that talent is gone. If you're already 40 or 50, however, you can reinvent it. Maybe you can become a coach, or you can become a sportscaster, or a commentator, or an analyst, or whatever. But that talent, footballing talent, you can be sure it's gone because it's for a season. The life of a footballer has got a lifespan. Okay, footballing has got a lifespan. Now, but you have talent for a reason, and you have talent for a lifetime. Now, so today I want to continue, a bit on talent, because talent is very broad and there is no point just taking it halfway. Now, I want to look at growing your talent. It's not enough for you to have the talent, and I established that yesterday. I'm talking about, releasing, taking territories with your talent. That was what I talked about yesterday. And if you still remember everything I talked about, I said that your talent is the natural resources that your factory fitted product came with, whose processing is your key to trading at the highest level and conquering your sector. And I said that your talent is a pointer to your greatness that resides in you. Your talent is the currency or power you have been given to conquer the world, is a voice call of humanity that requires your response, is a crude oil, there's the crude whose refinery becomes indispensable oil, is a distinguished seed capital that is capable of becoming a forest that can profit humanity. I talked about that as much yesterday, and I talked about what you need to do. Now, today, I will start with a statement, that I found online, and I love it so much. It says, your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you are willing to do. Your attitude determines how well you do it. That your talent is a pointer to what you can do. That if you understand the power of your talent, then it's already a pointer to where God will have you go, how far He will have you go. The problem of life is that people have talents that they don't understand. Then they take their talent to interpreters who do not understand their talent, or for your talent to be rated within the ambit of the religious space. And for it, the worst thing that can happen to you is when your talent is classified as secular or as spiritual, right? So there are dancers, who cannot manifest their potential because the interpreters of their talent told them that, if they dance, the devil is going to use their dance. Do you understand? There are people who can sing, and they have been told that the only thing they must sing are songs within their religious space. So they can't sing about love, even though there are a portion of humanity who needs love. They can't sing about, all the things outside of what their religion dictates. So consistently, they are manifesting their talent, but their talent is being served to a small audience. Oh Lord, my God, how excellent is your name in all the earth. My belief is that whatever you are serving, if it cannot serve humanity, you need to recheck it, because God's plan is for you to serve humanity. Every of God's product serves humanity, from the sun to the moon to the star to the land to the water to the rain. Everything that comes out of God serves humanity, including people who do not believe in God or who do not even acknowledge Him. He sends His rain on the just and the unjust. So if God, your Father in heaven, is serving humanity, why would you now shrink and begin to serve just a small sect and lose out, in the name of a religious belief? Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you are willing to do. Your attitude determines how well you do it. If you check the richest people in the world, their products serve humanity. From Bill Gates, Microsoft, it serves humanity. Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation serves humanity. Steve Jobs, Apple serves humanity. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Christian, Muslim, Hindus, Buddhists, everyone, it serves humanity. Warren Buffett, his products serve humanity. Thomas Edison, electric bulb, serves humanity. Now, if you check this pattern, there is no coincidence that God Almighty serves humanity. Every of God's products serves humanity. The same way, the richest people serve humanity because everyone needs their product. The same way, the talent that you have in you, it's a product that God has given you to serve humanity. If you now restrict it to a particular sect, it is your choice. It is not God's plan or God's will for your talent to just serve a small group. His plan is that you serve humanity. But you see, your talent is a pointer to what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do it, and your attitude determines how well you do it. So, talent is not enough. Now, today, I will start by looking at some of the common mistakes people make with their talent. Number one mistake I found is treating your talent as a hobby. A lot of people, because of their certificates, they have taken their talent as elective and taken their certificates as the main course. I have never worked with my certificate for a single day since I left school. I studied accounting for my first degree. I have never done any job that requires that certificate since I left the university. I have strictly worked with my talent from the first job I got to the second job I got till I pulled out of paid employment. I have consistently worked with my talent. Not once have I worked with my certificate, right? The goal of school for me was refining and networking. It had nothing to do with, it couldn't have given to me what my life was all about. Do you understand? So a lot of people think that school will give them who they are. School cannot give you who you are. What school should do is to polish who you are or enhance who you are or what you have, right? So a lot of people treat their talent as a hobby. They just treat it as it's just one of those things. I can sing. Oh, no, they sing very well, but they do not know. So they focus on something else simply because they do not know what to do with their talent. Nothing is as frustrating as sitting on a gold mine and not knowing what to do with it. The labor of the fool wearies him because he does not know the way to the city. That the fool knows, right, that he's supposed to go to the city, but he has no map to the city. And his labor will weary him. He will even destroy everyone. So the number one talent mistake is treating your talent as a hobby. The moment you position your talent as a hobby, you will not sweat it, you will not develop it, you will not groom it, you will not manage it, let alone deploying it. So it will be one of the things you do. How many times have you noticed that there were so many ladies and guys who sang beautifully when you were in school that are nowhere to be found within the scheme of things of life right now that concerns music? They did not pursue it. They have pursued another career that is giving them a lot of stress. Now they are thinking of getting back to their first love. It's become tougher because they've got bills to pay. That's why it's good for a man to bear his burden when he's still young, that the earlier you started, the better for you. That a lot of us, we are at the realm where your talent is something you have just abandoned. You do it occasionally. But it's been said that professionals do daily what amateurs do occasionally. So you don't rehearse, you don't practice, you don't gym, because it's just one of those things to you. It's not the main thing. And trust me, you cannot become prosperous if you take your main course as elective, right? So treating your talent as a hobby is the first mistake I have found. Number two, waiting on people's endorsement. You're waiting on people to endorse you. So I've seen a lot of people have talent, and the only excuse why their talent has not found expression is I have no man, I have nobody to help me, or my leader has not given me permission. I'm still waiting on him to sponsor me. Excuse me, the people you're waiting to endorse you may never endorse you because what they are doing, nobody endorsed them. I always love to use examples of certain musicians who, even though I don't subscribe to what they're singing, the guys just go to the studio, they wax an album, sing whatever lewd content they want to sing, which I don't subscribe to, and they put it out there, and before you know it, they become A-listers. Now, if they have taken their lyrics to their mentors, they may never have approved it, but they took a chance on themselves, which is basically what people call faith, right? That many of the decisions you have to take has got to be based on faith, especially if what you are manifesting is not something that is not common, that a lot of your mentors may not even understand. I mean, a lot of people who are called mentors are insecure. And I always say you cannot be a mentor and be insecure, which is why consistently in my mentoring experience, when I don't understand what my mentees are doing, I always tell them, go ahead to do it. The worst that can happen is you will fail. But you will fail forward because there is nothing called failure. You will make it a research and development tool because failure is simply a feedback, right? So when you are waiting on people's endorsement to say to you, this is the right time, some people even get into prayers and they are waiting for someone to tell them, this is the right time to do it too. And the person you have entrusted your life into, from the time you left him, he has 1,001 other things he's thinking about. He's not even remembering you. I have met people who have been waiting for the last 4 years for their leader to endorse what they want to do. And I asked them, are you sure this man still remembers everything you have told him? They say, no, the man is still waiting. I'm waiting for him. Well, if that is what you've chosen, the path you've chosen to toe, it's your choice. But remember, you cannot blame your leader eventually. Because if you check your leader's behavior with his children, some of his children don't even ask for endorsement before they do what they have to do. And your leader supports his children, but you see, you have been left in limbo for a long time. You cannot blame your leader. You got to take a decision with your life on what you're going to do with your talent. So waiting on people's endorsement is a second common mistake people make with their talent. Number three, inability to exercise and sweat the talent. That a lot of people have talent, but they are not willing to exercise and sweat it. There are better players than Cristiano Ronaldo who never sweat their talent because they think that, it's natural, it should come easy. And a lot of people have made that mistake. I exercise my talent every day. I sweat my talent every day. So when people meet me, sometimes within the religious space, they say to me, praise, come and pray for me to become like you. And I say, I did not even pray for myself to become me. Prayer was one of the tools I used, but I sweat. I do a lot of work, insane work ethic, that if you see me sometimes, you will pity me. So you want me to lay hands on you or pray for you and just transfer work ethics to you. It's not going to benefit you. You are just going to be like a man who won lottery. A lottery will take you back to poverty because you have not developed the competence and the capacity to manage the amount that has been entrusted into you. So inability to exercise and sweat your talent and work hard on it is one of the mistakes that people make with their talent. Number four, not mastering the business of your talent. Talent is one thing, but your talent is different from the business of your talent. I mentioned my friend Steve Harris yesterday, who has a course called Mastering the Business of Your Talent. That you see, your talent is currency. It's your responsibility to grow it from 5 to 10, right? If you check the parable of talent, you will find that there is the business of your talent. There is the talent, there is the talent discovery, there's the talent development, there's the talent management, and there's the talent deployment. Do you understand? That there is the business of your talent, which is why if you treat your talent as a hobby, you will not know how to negotiate. You will just say, oh, let's just be doing it. We're just doing it for God. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, that you are doing it for a fee doesn't invalidate it that you are doing it for God. The mistake people make is to think that God is associated with free. No way. It says in every labor there is profit. Free is not the same thing as doing it for God. Everything Mark Zuckerberg is doing, he's still doing it for God, even though he's charging for your adverts, right? Bill Gates, Microsoft is still doing it for God. That we are doing it for God and that we are charging doesn't mean we are doing it for the devil. What I've found out is that people don't understand doing it for God and they think free is doing it for God. It's not true. In every labor, there is profit. So even if I still charge you, I am still doing it for God. Do you understand? So not mastering the business of your talent. David in the Bible was supposed to go and kill Goliath. The first question he asked, what shall be done for the family of the man who will kill this guy and take away the shame from Israel? He negotiated, right? And he knew what was at stake. A lot of us never negotiate our talent and perpetually we say we are broke. You are broke because you have not mastered the business of your talent. Everybody talks, not everyone can communicate. Communication is not free. Talk is what is free. Now, so you get paid for excellent communication based on the competence and the value you are adding to humanity. Do you understand? So not mastering the business of your talent is another mistake people make. Number 5, people make the mistake of distraction. And what distracts them the most are the beliefs in their head and sometimes multiple talent. I told you that if you are multi-talented, is one of the biggest headache anyone can have. But how I helped myself, because I can do a lot of things, was that my mentor told me to choose just one talent and close my eyes to the others. And he told me to sweat that one talent and I should allow it bring me to the market, that when it takes me to the market and I'm known, I could diversify and make use of the rest. And that was what I did. I focused on one and that took me to the market, and now I can do a whole lot more with the power that I have. Now, so you need to understand that someone has defined distraction as an attraction that sidetracks. So your other talents can be distracting, wherein you don't know what to focus on. You sing a little, you act a little, you dance a little, you teach a little. At the end of the day, your name is not synonymous to anything in particular. You have no specific address. So when they're looking for specialists in a particular sector, your name is not shining as golden. Why? Because you are known to do too many things, so nobody remembers you because you are not doing them exceptionally well. Are you with me? So distraction is another mistake people make. And number 6, inability to spot the difference between talent discovery, talent development, talent management, and talent deployment. That is another fundamental mistake people make with their talent. That you cannot spot that a lot of the things people celebrate is talent discovery. Talent discovery is the lowest level of your talent, wherein I can sing, I can dance, I can jump, I can play soccer, I can bend it like Beckham. Yeah, it's good, and a lot of people testify at that level. Nothing bad with that. The only problem is that it's not enough. You need to now develop your talent, which is where the work is. That is going to the gym, waking up 4 a.m. to go jog, sweating it out, developing your six-pack. The path to life is the path of death, right? That no pain, no gain. A lot of people want gain without pain, and that's why they subject themselves to all kinds of manipulation. Talent development will make you cry, will make you sweat, will make life we make things, we inconvenience you, we take sleep away from you. We'll make you read books. We'll make you listen to audios. We'll make you go out of your way. I had to leave Nigeria, travel to Bahamas to go and sit with my mentor and learn. Do you understand? I literally empty my bank account. So when I see people sometimes, they say, Praise, your courses are expensive. They do not know the price I had to pay to begin to get to that level where I could charge and where I could develop such competence and such content. It wasn't something that jumped at me. Yes, my talent was a natural gift, but to develop it into a usable skills across the globe did not come naturally. I had to wake up, I had to sweat it, I had to develop competence, I had to go out of my way to meet mentors. So talent development is number 2 level. Number 3 is now management, because you can develop your talent and your talent will still kill you. You need to now learn how to manage your talent, to now say there is the business of your talent. You need a group of people. You need to build a team. You need to understand leadership. You need to understand, how to charge, how to write agreements, how to deploy yourself. I mean, look at a guy called Coutinho. Coutinho was with a player with Liverpool. Coutinho, when he was leaving Liverpool, he was sold for $100,000. That's a big money. That's enough for anybody. But his managers, the managers of his talent, they inserted a clause in the contract that if this guy wins Champions League in the team we are selling him to, you will pay us $5 million US. So Coutinho was playing for Barcelona. He was not even playing very well in Barcelona because the coach is not using the formation that was suitable for him. So he went on loan to Bayern Munich. Yesterday, Bayern Munich won the Champions League, but he was still a player with Barcelona. So which means by winning the Champions League with Bayern Munich, Liverpool, that was not in the question, will still earn $5 million. Now, that is the power of management, that a lot of people don't know how to negotiate. They negotiate very cheaply simply because they do not subject their talent to the proper management team. In the name of their selfish, they don't want people to benefit and profit from them, so they earn very low. There are people that can manage your talent, and you will be amazed at what they will negotiate out of your talent. Then you have talent deployment, which is the last level in there. In discipline is the last mistake that I've spotted that people make. Too many talented people have gone down the drain simply because they were not disciplined with their talent and did not subject their talent to the right, discipline, because they did not know that their talent was for a season. They thought it was going to continue. They didn't know that they were growing. So when they were 16, they were throwing tantrums. They were embarrassingly gifted. People loved them. People understood it, but their tantrums began to grow. Before they knew, they were 20. They were still throwing tantrums, 21, 22. Before you know it, their footballing skills, they're already 34. And 34, they're not trying to be serious, but times have gone. New players have developed. Nobody thinks about them anymore. Indiscipline can rob you of what your talent is capable of producing. So here are a few questions for you this morning that I think will help you. Number 1, what is your dominant talent? It's a question you need to answer this morning. You have a lot of talent, but which one do you consider to be your dominant talent? Can you write it down this morning? Number 2, if you look at that dominant talent, what is the highest possibility with this talent? Look at it very well. What is the highest expression of this talent? Because there are talents within talent. There are benefits within the benefits, right? So you have orange. You can eat the orange, but you can also make the orange into orange juice, and the juice can even produce something else. Do you understand? So you can eat orange. That's the lowest level. Buy it on the road, right? For maybe $1, right? For $5. But when you make it into orange juice, it becomes more expensive. The same orange, different level of processing. What is the highest possibility with this talent? So, for example, a lot of people are actors. They are acting. They have the talent to act, but they do not know that the highest possibility with your acting is not acting. The highest possibility is not even becoming a movie producer. The highest possibility with your acting career, because acting brings you into the presence of people. People love you. that the highest expression of acting is that you can become an influencer. To say that you can even become the president of your country with your acting talent. So if you have acting skill, the highest possibility with this talent will be maybe a culture shaper, maybe a governor, right? But a lot of people just see acting and that's all they see. But they don't know that you become very popular, that you can sway opinion, you can become a kingmaker. As a matter of fact, you can contest and win election if you are very intentional, because movie brings you into people's houses unannounced. They will open their door without you even, knocking on the door, because you're an actor. Do you understand? So what is the highest possibility with this talent? Low aim is a crime. A lot of people have shortchanged themselves, by not understanding the highest possibility with their talent, which is why they live life anyhow, right? So what is the highest possibility with your talent? Can you write it down? Now, number 3, before I go to number 3, so let me give an example. You have a footballer who plays for Barcelona, is a Nigerian. That Barcelona is a platform for fame, but he thinks it's just a footballer. No, footballing is a means to an end. It's a platform for fame where everybody sees you. You play very well, like Lionel Messi, like a guy called George Opongwe. So from being a footballer, your whole country people are excited that you are playing for the best club in the world. As a footballer, if you understand, if you mind your talent, you can become an influencer. From an influencer where you begin to do a lot of social good in your country, you are building hospital from amazing money you are earning, you are doing a lot of social good, you are doing a lot for your people, you become an authority. From an authority, you can begin to reproduce others and reinvent yourself, and even as an authority, you can contest an election. George Opongwe joined politics. He became a senator. He contested presidency. He lost. The second time he contested, he won. Today, he's the president of Liberia, from a footballer to a president of a country. Of course, he went back to school, but so you move from authority to now reproducing and reinventing yourself, where you have an academy, for example, and the academy is producing other footballers or producing other politicians, and that takes you to legacy. So you can move from footballing to a legacy status where nobody forgets about you. You become memorable for the rest of your life. Even after you are gone, you are still remembered. Do you understand? So what is the highest possibility with your talent? Number 3, who has demonstrated similar talent, and what can you pick? There is no talent you are exhibiting that someone has not done something close to that before. So who has demonstrated similar talent, and what can you pick from what the person has done? Number 4, what is the world record in this category of talent, and who is the current best in that sector? So if you are a songwriter, if you're a singer and you sing pop, what is the greatest that has happened by a pop singer before? You want to research and find out who has been the king of pop and who is the current king of pop. What is the highest expression? What is the management that is under? What do you need to learn from him? And how can you network or serve him? So I found that in my career, I found the number 1 in my sector in Nigeria. I went to meet him and I asked him if I could serve and observe, and he was magnanimous enough to take me in. For 2 years, I was observing him. Before I went to him, my fee was 20,000. That's the highest amount I have ever earned in my life. And that 20,000 made me leave Lagos by night bus to go and speak in Aba, and I was paid 20,000. It was a lot of money, and I took night bus back. It took me about 12 hours to Aba, 12 hours back to Lagos. That was 24 hours on the road to go and earn 20,000. By the time I met my mentor and I surrendered, submitted, and served under him, one mistake you must not make: don't become a staff, you are a mentee, right? So I began to observe and learn how he does things. By the time I was leaving him, my fee had jumped to about 200,000. Do you understand? So working with the best in your sector can be a game changer, because people will spot you and they will realize that you can be as good as him, especially if he endorses you. Now, the next question I asked was, who is the best that I admire in the world? And I began to look for how to connect with him. Now, there are ways to connect with people. I have treated that. I have a book on Amazon, The 8 Lines of Work. The 8 Lines of Work is on Amazon. You can go get that book and buy it. You will understand rules of engagement at different levels of expression. I took a lot of time to explain, that in that book. So you can go get it. Now, so I began to look for the best in the world in my sector that I wanted to network with. And by the time I met him, I began to run out of time till he gave me an invitation to come to his country. And I went there, sat with him, understudied him. He even told me, Praise, follow me. I will teach you everything I know, before he passed on. And I'm grateful for that gift. So you need to ask, what is the record? What is the world record in the category of your talent? And who is the current world best in that sector? There is no point being trained by second best. Go for the world best. There will be a lot you need to learn. How do you network and serve the person? How do you network and serve the person? There is nobody who has become great who never served before. The pathway to greatness is the pathway to service. A lot of us are too arrogant to serve. And if you are too arrogant to do small things, you'll be too small to do great things. Next one, what problem am I created to solve with this talent? Your talent is a means to an end, is a possibility, is potential, is not kinetic. What you are able to do with it is what becomes a kinetic energy. So what problem am I created to solve with this talent is a question you need to answer. Next question you need to answer, what support system is needed to become a major product or service? Your talent can become a product, it can become a service. But what support system, what team do you need to build? Do you need social media managers? Do you need people, IT people? If you can't pay them, can you barter and let them own a stake in what you are expressing to the world? That is why you must be able to sell yourself. Nobody can do it for you. You must be able to tell people, this is the possibility with this. You got to believe in this. I don't have money to pay you, but I can show you what you can benefit if you believe in this. Jack Ma in China was starting Alibaba. He called 18 people and he told them what will happen in 10 years. And he told them, bring everything you have, put it in this company, and it will be your equity. And those guys put whatever they had in that company. And today, almost all of them are billionaires for believing in the small dream of that guy, right? So you must be able to sell your talent. So you ask yourself, what support system is needed to become a major product or service? Then the next one, what is the required routine or gymming session for this talent? It's called the discipline of your talent. What routine must I develop? I'm going to take a session on routine, I think tomorrow. What routine do I develop? Every talent requires a different routine. It requires a different diet. There is a shape you cannot afford to have. I see a lot of fat people. Sometimes they do not understand that you were not born to be unnecessarily fat. Yes, it may be in your gene, but you can control it. So I saw one of my mentees. She has dropped from 135 kg to 85. I was blown away when I saw what she had done within 6 months of intentionally working on herself. And I said to her yesterday that you don't know the weight you were carrying up and down all this while, right? So you need to require, what is the shape that will help me enhance my talent? What is the diet that I need to master this talent? What exactly do I need to become? What do I need to look like? What energy is required for what I need to become? So what is the required routine? So you need to build a routine. The routine for a boxer who wants to become the world heavyweight champion is different from a boxer who just wants to box in National Stadium, Lagos, Nigeria. Which is why the routine for Bash Ali is different from the routine for Anthony Joshua. That Anthony Joshua may never have become a world champion if he had not left Nigeria for the shores of the UK to go and expose himself to bigger facilities that can enhance his ability to become a world champion and to get into the right management team. Do you understand? So you need to find out what is required routine, what is the required gymming. I once went to take a test on a machine, and I was placed on a machine, and by the time the result came out, they told me the food my body was not digesting that I needed to move away from, right? And I had to obey that rule because your body does not digest every food at a certain age of your life. But people don't know You eat and you feel heavy and you sleep off, and before you know it, you become very lazy, and you become very lazy, and you become so totally tired easily. So you need to understand the discipline of your talent to say, what routine must I build, right? What do I need to become? What schedule do I need to build into my life every day? I have a daily routine. John Maxwell says the secret of your future is in your daily routine. What is the end game, and what can sabotage everything that your talent can become? That's the last question you need to ask. What is the end game? If you sit where you are and apply the law of imagination, which I've talked to you about, I've taught you on imagination. If you missed it, you can go back to my YouTube channel and watch that. I think it was about 3 or 2 episodes ago. Now, so you ask yourself, what is the end game? If everything goes according to plan, all things being considered, what is the end game of this talent? What is it capable of becoming? So let's say your talent is capable of making you the president of your country, or making you into a trillionaire, right, across the globe. Now, what is it that you must avoid? So maybe you need to avoid scandal, right? What is it that can sabotage? If they want to use something against you, what is that thing that you must avoid? And if it's already happened, can you begin to talk about it so that it's no longer a breaking news? You have broken the news by yourself and you own your narrative, right? Everything they could use against Obama, he already wrote it in his book. So it was no longer breaking news. That I smoked marijuana before, it's written about that. Nobody needed to come and tell anybody that. He's written everything you could have used against him. So these are common talent questions everybody needs to answer if you are listening to me this morning. So you might need to listen to this video again, lock yourself up in your room, pause at every question, and make sure you answer every question. Jack Welch said, before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself, which is basically developing your talent. But when you become a leader, success is all about growing others, right? That the highest expression of your talent is not when you remain as a player, it's when you become a coach and you are producing other players. That's something I have done so well. And we were having that discussion yesterday, and someone was saying that, praise, once upon a time they tried to stop you, but when they stopped you, everyone they invited to the same platform were people you have trained. And I said, you see, a candle loses nothing by lighting other candle. If you are the only one that can do everything you can do, you are not going to last, right? The way to multiply your success is to multiply different people who are like you, who can do what you can do. There is nobody in my team that can do anything I can do, because I spend a lot of time coaching them, training them on how I do things. That was the way my mentor raised me, to observe. So I tell them to observe. This is how I write. This is how I think. This is how I do things. This is how my slide is done. That's why every presentation, I take time to put them in slide so that my team can look at it and they can make the same presentation in their own style with the same content. Do you understand? That is one of the ways to multiply your success. Jack Welch said, before you are a leader, success is about growing yourself, which means maximizing your talent. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. So, as I round up today, what are the things, core needs, 7 needs of your talent? 1, your talent needs a refinery. Your talent needs a refinery because your talent is crude, right? The finished product is petrochemical, petroleum, right? So you need to refine it to skills. It's not enough to dwell at the realm of talent. You need to move from talent to skill. Skill is what people pay for. Neymar is paid, some people's lifetime salary in a week because he excites people when he plays on the field. So your talent needs a refinery. So work on your talent as if your life depends on it. Create a gym session to make your talent into skill. If you use it consistently and you record yourself, play it back and say, what could I have done better? How do I improve on this? What do I need to change? How do I make it better? How can I make it cheaper? How can I make it faster? If you are always asking those reinventing questions, you will begin to improve. As we with unveiled face, we are being changed into his very likeness from one level of glory to another. If you are a musician, you cannot dance to beat or you cannot sing to beat. It's not a problem at the level of talent. But after 10 years, you still cannot sing to beat. Nobody's going to pamper your ignorance or your mediocrity anymore, because there will be other people who have mastered how to sing to beat. So put in insane work ethic. Do it more than everyone, right? Wake up more than everyone. I noticed that people generated content, once in a year or twice in a year. Some people do it monthly. I chose to do it daily. So my rate of generating content is faster. Today is 126th episode of this series, of this show, and I've sustained it every day, not teaching the same thing twice, right? So number two, what your talent needs, your talent needs a suitable platform. It needs a suitable platform. So discover the best platform without emotion. Let me tell you, if you have a talent and you are singing in my university in Iworoko Ekiti, all they will see, the people that will see you and clap for you, are Iworoko people. They may not be able to pay you when you do a concert, or they may pay you, maybe what they can afford is 5 naira or 10 naira. They all will be jammed, but 5 naira multiplied by 1,000 people, you know what it is. But if you bring the same talent and bring it to Lagos, right, and you find the expression in a hotel, what people will pay for a table for 2 million. Do you understand? If you place that same talent on social media and you maximize social media, you might be shocked that people all over the world will look for you. A case in point are some boys in Nigeria called Ikorodu boys. What Ikorodu boys do is that they see a movie or a music video, and they mimic it, and they'll put it on social media, and people will laugh. In no time, they went to mimic a best-selling movie from Hollywood. They saw it, and they invited the Ikorodu boys over to Hollywood for the premiere of that movie. Do you understand? Now, just last week, Netflix sent them equipment to enhance their production from Nigeria. But some other people are wallowing, and Nigeria is my limitation. This environment is limiting. Excuse me, these guys were just using, cheap phones to make their production, and the world saw it, and the universe conspired to help them. So you need to find the suitable platform. If you can sing on TikTok, sing on social media, sing on Instagram, sing. Let the world know what you can do. Every time I do this show, it's on YouTube. People are checking me out. I'm getting calls from China. I'm getting calls from Japan. I'm getting clients now from all over the countries of the world. Now, so I do not care whether 5 people are the ones watching, 10 people are the ones watching. I know some other people are watching, and someday someone is going to stumble on it. I'll give you an example. My wife was having she was going to enter a particular country last year. And as he was entering, someone didn't just like her face, maybe because she was black, and began to make trouble, began to accuse her of what she never did, right? And so they asked her, so madam, how are you funding this trip? And she said, my husband. And said, what does your husband do? What is his name? They mentioned my name. Immediately, they went online, right? This was happening at the immigration point. They went online and they checked me out, and they saw my videos on YouTube, and they said, oh, no, she's telling the truth. This is what her husband does. Let her go. Do you understand? Now, what if I was just speaking passionately in Iworoko Ekiti? Pardon me if you are from Iworoko. That was where I schooled. Do you understand? Imagine if all I was doing, speaking in my room or speaking within a religious space, no recording, no presence on YouTube, they can't find me, right? That you need to find a suitable platform. Your talent needs a suitable platform, which is why if you are playing football in the EPL, you are totally different from someone who is playing in NPL or NPFL. NPFL is Nigerian Professional League. Nobody may see you, but if you are playing in the EPL, you are playing for Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, it changes the dynamics because that is a different platform entirely. Number 3, your talent needs consistency. Professionals do daily what amateurs do occasionally. Cristiano Ronaldo, even when he goes on vacation, he never misses his gymming time because his muscles must be exercised. It's the discipline of his talent. So you cannot sleep one day and say, oh, I feel like sleeping today. I mean, there are days I wake up and I prepare my session the day a day before, but at there are times I wake up tired. But guess what? I do not respond to my feeling. I have to do what I have to do. So your talent needs consistency. He that endures till the end will be saved. It's not he that has started or he that sustains, he that endures till the end. So your talent needs consistency. You need to do it daily and daily and daily till fortune smiles on you. Even after fortune has smiled on you, you need to continue to do it daily, because you can lose form and you can't afford to lose your form, because the world will not spare you if you have lost your form. Number 4, your talent needs leverage. Your talent needs leverage. So you need to find the best coach and mentor for what you have and understand the rules of engagement. I have told you I have a book, The 8 Lines of Work, on Amazon. You can check it out and buy it. It will show you exactly what you need to do. Or you can go on my e-learning platform, school.iampraisforward.com, and find some of the courses that can help you in this area. Your talent needs a leverage. Who will coach you? You need to hire a coach and pay the coach. So your talent needs a leverage. It needs a coach, a mentor for what you have. There is someone that understands what you're trying to do and can coach you. So be ready to pay either on equity or pay whatever their fees are. Number 6, your talent needs a system. Find the system that can help you distribute it on a large scale and consistently reinvent it. Also get the right team to work around you. Your talent needs a system, right? So between Lionel Messi and Barcelona is more important, because Barcelona is a system that houses the star. So when you become a system, you can go all around the world. So you focus on delivery. Your system or your management team focus on how to get you on social media, how to get negotiate with you, how to tell people more about you. They know how to weave their magic for you to find expression and to become the best that exists. Do you understand? So you need to understand that your talent needs a system. If you place your talent on a system, Lionel Messi without Barcelona will just be another player in Argentina playing soccer on the street. There are so many talents that have died on the street simply because there was no system that can enhance their talent. So you need to find out what system do you need to create that can govern the distribution of your talent around the globe. The owners of system will rule over the owners of talent, which is why you need to make your talent into a system. Now, number 6, your talent needs patronage. You need to understand the language of your audience and speak it against all odds. You can be so good and not be speaking the language of your audience. There's a language of patronage across the globe. Now, imagine if I'm running this session in a language you don't understand. You will switch off, turn off, and you say, no, I don't understand what this guy is saying. Which is why I put everything in slide so that it's easy for people to follow. Your talent needs patronage. Do you understand? You need to understand the language, the business of your talent, and know the laws of narrative management, the laws of advertising, the laws of selling, right? The laws of negotiation. Your talent needs patronage, because with patronage, you become very wealthy, and with wealth, you can do a whole lot. A lot of people are talented and they are broke, right? Their talent has become the reason why they are broke, because they don't know how to manage their talent. And number 7, your talent needs a style, right? It's called lifestyle. Your life is what must determine the style you adopt, but your style you adopt must define and deliver your life. So your talent is life by itself, but you must create a style that can deliver your talent. So what style is best for my talent, right? And what do I need to do? How do I live my life every day? Your life becomes scripted to help it becomes scripted around your talent to help you maximize your talent, which is why when you hear that Cristiano Ronaldo does not eat meat, it's because it's the style that must deliver his talent dictated that he must not eat meat. When he says he doesn't drink wine, when he says he doesn't smoke, it's because the life has defined the style that must be created. The same way, when it comes to you, right? Somebody is saying, please let's share the live to people. People may need it. Okay, so when it comes to delivering on your talent, you need to spot the style that must be created. There's a way to create the style that can govern your talent. I don't know what your talent is. So when I sit with people in strategy, most times I help them script their talent from A to Z, right? To say, this is what you need to follow. This is the schedule you need to follow. If you do this consistently for 6 months, this is the result you are going to get. And I've helped a lot of people interpret their talent over time. It's a lot of work, so it's not cheap, but trust me, it works all the time. So your talent needs a refinery, one. Your talent needs a suitable platform, two. Your talent needs consistency, three. Your talent needs leverage, four. Your talent needs systems, five. Your talent needs patronage, and your talent needs a style, right? So when you see a guy called Denrele Edo in Nigeria, you can see his talent, but you can see the style he has created. It may be controversial, but he has created it nevertheless. Another guy is called Bob Risky. You can see the style he has created, even though he's even less talented, but he has created a controversial style that makes him indispensable to every discussion around the country. I saw his interview with Dele Momodu, and the guy said, I'm just a cross-dresser, and cross-dressing is my business, right? Now, you may not be able to go to that extreme, but it's just to tell you that if you create a style that is unique around your talent, a lot of people will talk about you. You will get more patronage. You will become richer, and, you can do a whole lot more and become more influential. Because if people don't know you, you are winking in the dark. Your capacity to influence, the opinion, influence the people, and even, help the people becomes limited. So your talent is powerful, but it's not just about the talent. You need to grow the talent and move it beyond where you need to go to beyond where you are to where you need to be. But the distance between your talent and skill is a lot of work, insane work ethics. You need to sweat that talent and make sure that you maximize it. I love what Leo Boscaglia said. He said, your talent is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift back to God. So your talent is God's gift to you. If your talent is capable of feeding an entire generation, right, and you have ended up feeding your family, you have still failed. Imagine what Bill Gates has done with Microsoft. There are people who have become billionaires by working with Microsoft or using Microsoft tools. There are people who have become billionaires by leveraging on Facebook. What are you going to produce for your generation that people can leverage on and they can become wealthier, richer, better, right? What is that thing that you're going to deploy? And people can take hold of it, use it, and become the best version of themselves. Well, the choice is yours. Your talent is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift back to God. I hope when you are returning your talent back to God, you will not be like that guy who eat his talent and says, I just eat it. You will be that guy who was given 5 and has increased it to another 5. Because from the hands of those who have not is what is going to be taken away to give to those who have. That is the law of life. So sweat your talent. Follow the procedure that I've laid out before you today. Lock yourself up. Answer the question. Grow your talent. Trust me, your talent is your key to wherever you need to get to. Seest thou a man that is diligent in his business? He will stand before kings and not ordinary man. It did not say, seest thou a Christian, right? Seest thou a man? As long as he's a man, he has found his business, he's diligent in his business, is consistent in his business, is going to stand before kings and not ordinary men. I hope that your talent will take you to the palace. Your character will sustain you in the palace, and you become indispensable to the palace for the rest of your life. Be you, be brilliant, be free, become the best version of you. The whole world is waiting on you, and we're waiting to buy from you. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you